You can't see DLD. Developmental language disorder, or DLD, is a neurodevelopmental condition that limits language learning, comprehension, and expression. Roughly 1 in every 15 children have DLD, but you can't see DLD, so it too often remains undetected. Here is one parent's experience with DLD as a hidden condition. Language is an opaque construct.
Most parents understand speech. We understand articulation and going to the speech language pathologist for help with articulation. I don't think most individuals understand a language disorder or even what language means. Problems with sentence structure, recalling words, comprehending directions, knowing that words have multiple meanings, those problems are more hidden. The best way I started to think about it is if you went to a different country, you don't understand that language. I mean, that's what my kid deals with. Her language disorder takes her more time to process. And I just wish somebody would have told me that when they first said she has a language disorder.
Other concerns can mask DLD.
Early on, my child had serious medical challenges, and we thought, well, now it makes sense why she wasn't babbling or cooing. It's because she was in pain. Once I realized her medical condition was controlled, I started to pivot to why is she still having problems with communication?
Faulty assumptions can prevent us from seeing DLD.
There were a lot of comments about behavior, or she wasn't social, or possible anxiety, or ADHD. Caregivers and educators knew something was concerning, but we heard so many other things. Once we had an SLP who evaluated and diagnosed the language disorder, it all made sense. I think that a potential language disorder is the least considered condition, and people go to other potential diagnoses first. It's easy for folks to mistake DLD for other things.
Medical professionals may not see signs of DLD.
In daycares, parents attend conferences to discuss developmental milestones such as ages and stages. They told me that she wasn't cooing and babbling, and they said you ought to bring it up to your pediatrician. I went to my pediatrician and pretty much begged and advocated to get a referral to early intervention. But the pediatrician made me feel like, you don't really need that, but if you want it, I'll give it to you. I honestly walked out the door like, am I that parent? But in hindsight, I'm happy I did it because early intervention is critical. My kid has been in some support with communication since she was 18 months, and I don't know where we would be if I did not request early intervention support.
SLPs may inadvertently keep the reality of DLD hidden.
I thought it was a delay. We got a lot of intervention, and she started to speak more. She started to develop sentences. For me, the hidden part was that I didn't grasp the severity. When she started to be able to communicate her needs to me, increase her vocabulary, and spoke in sentences, we all were happy. Her caretakers in daycare, dad, mom, grandma. But when she entered the school system and the academic challenges started to increase, that's when the severity of her condition became more apparent and the continued need for therapy. Speech therapy is not simply getting the child to talk, but to also comprehend and process information.
Let's help others see DLD. What can SLPs do to help?
For SLPs, when you are telling a family member that you suspect that it's more of a disorder, elaborate on the difference between speech and language, receptive versus expressive. Tell educators what to look for, and also how DLD can mimic or overlap with other medical conditions. If you really know that it's not just a delay, tear off the Band-Aid. With our third SLP, there was a connection in how she communicated language disorder to me. I got it. This is lifelong and it's not just a delay. It's a struggle or a challenge that she would have for quite some time. Folks need more education, including pediatricians, parents, caretakers, educators. Help educators know what to look for. Give handouts or a 10-minute presentation on the key characteristics. This is what it looks like. If you observe some of these challenges, reach out to request a meeting to further discuss. Let's be proactive.
What can parents do to help?
I would tell parents to educate yourselves as much as possible. Your own awareness is important, but also not just awareness. You have to find an SLP who is a good fit for your child. Then you've got to really collaborate. During the pandemic, I would sit on the couch when my kid was Zooming with her therapist. I started to watch her. It was really an education for me as a mom. The treatment part of DLD had remained hidden to me, too. Even though she sent great notes home, I was watching her and then saying, oh, I can do some of this at home. Tap into all the support from your SLP. That's going to make a huge difference. That's my mama bear advice. Don't expect a quick fix because it's not going to happen. Just realize that it's a long journey that doesn't ever end, but the SLP will give you tools to help you support your kid well, not just in academic setting, but in life. I can't tell you how appreciative I am for the SLPs who have been part of our family's journey. They have been so valuable in helping our child to thrive.
Let's see DLD